Cathie Wood and the team at Ark Invest have just released their big ideas for 2022, and there is great news for all fans of Ethereum. And according to their research, Ethereum could increase 75 times to over $20 trillion in value within the next 10 years. Now, a 75x is a huge claim, and it's not some random guy on YouTube saying it, it's one of the top investment managers in the world. So in this video, we're going to take a closer look at this monster price prediction and my key takeaways from their Ethereum Big Ideas presentation. And this will include the digital age, which is the big shift going on to all of us right now, the financial revolution, which was started by Ethereum and is now leading the charge, and then we'll dig into this big price forecast where Ethereum can grow 75 times from where it is today. As always, if you do enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, always appreciated. Okay, following is the research and data recently done by the team at Ark Invest. Ready to see how Ethereum grows 75 times over the next 10 years? Let's do this. So the first section I have called the digital age, as it explains the huge shift going on right now as we move out of the industrial age and into the digital age. So ever since the year 2000 and the birth of the internet, everything is now going digital. And this first chart starts 10 years later, so in 2010, but you can see the vast majority of people's time, 90% was spent offline and only 10% online. Now, as we move closer, there's been a big shift. So in 2020, it's now about 70% spent offline and now a third of people's time being spent online. And Ark is predicting that by 2030, over 50% of people's free time is going to be online. And then what happens when everybody starts spending more time online? Then everyone starts spending more money online. And from 2021, there was about $1.4 trillion spent. And this was naturally going to increase. But with crypto and Web3, this is going to really ramp things up. And by 2030, estimated over $12 trillion will be spent online. And what happens when everybody starts spending a lot more time online? Businesses begin reallocating their advertising budget to digital. And this shows that back in the year 2000, almost all of the advertising budget of businesses was traditional measures. And this will be things like sending you letters through the post. It could be TV advertising, radio, newspaper, magazines. Now, I started out in digital marketing in about 2010, and already there was a huge shift going on with companies allocating more to digital advertising. And I saw it firsthand as this really ramped up over the years. Now, 2020, businesses are now spending more money on digital advertising than traditional. And then they're predicting that by 2030, the vast majority of advertising spend is going to be digital. And one of the big takeaways from the Ark event was that they categorized what was going on with crypto into three main buckets. We have the money revolution, the financial revolution, and the internet revolution. And when it comes to the money revolution, Bitcoin is in its own category, as we go from fiat currencies and central banking over to a global decentralized money. Then for the financial revolution, we have the traditional finance world that is now getting rebuilt in a decentralized way with DeFi, and this is heavily powered by Ethereum. And then for the internet revolution, we move from corporate-owned platforms to user-owned platforms. And now smart contracts are disrupting traditional finance models. So here are some big names that you probably all recognize in the financial services world. And categories, we have banking and lending, we have exchanges, brokers, asset management, insurance, derivatives, and now there's new decentralized versions of each. We have Compound doing banking and lending, Uniswap is now the new exchange, we have a new broker with MetaMask, we have Yearn Finance doing asset management, Nexus doing insurance, and for derivatives, DYDX. And this is pretty much the same as the last slide. So here are the categories again, but this time what they did is they sorted it by revenue per employee. And this basically just shows how much more efficient decentralized finance is. It removes all the middlemen, all of the intermediaries. And it basically just shows that these models are bringing in way more revenue with far less people required, with the one exception being insurance. And this revolution was started, and it is Ethereum that is leading the charge. And this is Ethereum's price from 2018 and all of the major events that's happened. So we had this big ICO washout, we had the deep crypto winter. Oh, but there was one little point missing, which was about here. And this was when I got my wife involved with Ethereum. And all I can say is that I bet she wishes she had bought more from the start. Anyway, we have Ethereum's beacon chain launching here. We've got the first huge NFT sales, Canada launching an Ethereum ETF, stablecoins booming, EIP 1559, OpenSea smashing records, and Ethereum's all-time high. And what's quite interesting here is that this current big crash doesn't look as bad in full context. There was a much bigger Ethereum crash here, a very similar Ethereum crash here, and then this is where we're at today. And one of the huge use cases exploding right now is stablecoins, growing almost 600% in 2021. To over $150 billion in value. And again, the vast majority of this is taking place on Ethereum. And it's Ethereum that's been the chain of choice for smart contracts so far. Here just shows that Ethereum and Ethereum sidechains making up nearly all the volume in NFT secondary sales. A couple of new names on the list here. We have Flow and Wax. And I hadn't heard of Wax before, so I jumped on CoinMarketCap. And this is about number 100. So if you want to take a punt on a small cap coin, then this definitely has some potential to grow. But this basically just shows that Ethereum is dominating. And when it comes to NFTs, now these are going to explode out into all different categories, but the main ones right now is we have collectibles, we have art, virtual worlds, gaming, and utility. And the final slide, and what we've all been waiting for, how Ethereum can 75x to $20 trillion. Now, for you eagle-eye people, you'll see that this chart actually says it's a 56x. But this was based on a 0.4 trillion market cap. And at the time of this recording, Ethereum is actually 0.3. So this, in fact, does make it a 75x from today's price. Now, as much as I love Ethereum and I love a high price target, I do have to stay objective. As to me, this wasn't 100% clear on just how Ethereum gets there. So we've got the global financial services are currently worth 22 trillion, and we have the global money supply M2 at 122 trillion. And as far as I can see, this is saying that Ethereum could potentially be 100% of global financial services, which doesn't seem very likely. I can see it taking a share of global financial services, but to be 100%, and unless I'm missing something, I would say this is a bit ambitious. Now, you could say in 10 years, global financial services will be a lot bigger itself. And so Ethereum taking this share then kind of does work out, but that wasn't very clear. But it also mentions Ethereum has potential to capture a portion of the $120 trillion global money supply. So maybe it's accounting for some of this as well. Now, generally, when I see a huge price prediction, I will normally half that figure or quarter that figure. And the good news, it still makes Ethereum one of the best investments of the next 10 years. So those were the key takeaways for me, and just how Ethereum can 75x within the next 10 years to a market cap of $20 trillion. And to sum things up, ever since the year 2000 and the birth of the internet, we've now gone from the industrial age into the digital age. As we spend more and more of our time online, businesses are spending more and more to reach us, and this is only going to increase once we start building out virtual worlds. Ethereum is the dominant player when it comes to smart contract platforms and has given birth to a financial revolution. And as Ethereum continues to take market share from the traditional financial services and also potentially from global M2 money supply, we could see it grow to over $20 trillion in value. And even if we stay super conservative and only take a quarter of that number, it still gives almost a 20x, making Ethereum one of the best investments of the decade. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. What do you think about this bold prediction from Ark Invest? Let me know below. But for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does. If you haven't yet subscribed, click below and join us. Got some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Okay, cheers guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.